Hi, I'm Julian Sprung from Two Little Fishies, and we're here at Reefapalooza 2015 in Orlando. And I've been asked to share with you some description of a few new products of Two Little Fishies. So what should we start with here? Let's look here at Two Little Fishies Aragonite sand. This is a live sand. You know, some people wonder if we've spelled that wrong. You know, is it outstanding or is it outstanding? And I thought that would catch people's attention. You know, imagine Julian Sprung going out sanding. What is it outstanding? You're collecting sand. That's what we meant. So this is live sand, which means that it has live bacteria growing on the sand grains. So you can use it to set up an aquarium and it's ready for fish right away. It's able to deal with the waste that the fish produce. So that reduces or eliminates the cycling period when you set up an aquarium. We have another Outstanding Selections product here, and it's called Refugite. This is a sand that is used mainly for refugium filters. It's a mineral-rich sand, so it promotes the growth of caulerpa or seagrasses that are commonly grown in a refugium aquarium. It's very rich in iron and manganese and other minerals. It's also useful for corals like Goniopora and some of the LPS corals that live in a habitat where there's volcanic sand, very mineral-rich sand. They seem to appreciate this. If you have this in the aquarium system with them, you'll notice bigger polyp expansion. So it's also packaged live with bacteria. So this one, setting up a refugium aquarium, in effect sets up a live biological filter with Refugite. So now we'll move along to another product that we're really excited about is our new salt, Accuracy 1. This is the package for the salt. It's not yet available, but we're excited to introduce Accuracy 1. It's our new artificial seawater mix. And what we're doing with Accuracy 1, as you can see, it's a very attractive package, but we're producing a product that is different from other salt manufacturers' products. We are packaging in a plurality of individually packaged salts. So for example, this is a 50-gallon package, but it contains 10 packages that each make 5 gallons of water. Now that's very convenient for the hobbyist. I think many hobbyists will do a water change with 5-gallon buckets. They'll mix up their water, maybe only using 5 gallons at a time. Now, when you buy a 50-gallon or a 200-gallon package and you open the package, not of our salt, but of other manufacturers' salts, you expose that package to humidity. You take a scoop from it. The next time you use it, the salt begins to harden because the humidity reacts with the salts, and that fundamentally changes the salt composition. You also have an issue of the salt demixing. You know, the manufacturers are very careful to mill their salts to the uniform particle size and to blend them consistently, but once you open a package and you're taking scoops from it, it can become segregated, and that does change the formulation so that one mix is not necessarily the same as another. Individually packaging it at the time of manufacture guarantees that you get a salt mix that is the same each time you mix it. So that's what I wanted to do, to present something new in the artificial seawater mix. So let's talk a little bit about the specifications of the salt. You know, when you buy a 50-gallon salt mix, 50 gallons is a reference size, but if you look closely at the packaging, you'll understand some of the manufacturers are selling 50 gallons at 1.021 specific gravity. Some of them might be 1.022 or 23. What I'm selling here in Accuracy 1 is full-strength seawater, and at 45 gallons, it's 1.026, which is 35 parts per thousand. At 50 gallons, which is the named size, it's at 1.023. And we do give the instructions, so if you put 4.5 gallons in a bucket and tear open one package and put it in there, you don't need a hydrometer, you don't need a refractometer. You know in 4.5 gallons you have 1.026. And we give the instructions of how much water to add if you want it to be 1.025, 24, 23. In addition to that, what we're doing with the name accuracy is to create a artificial seawater where all the ions are lining up exactly with natural seawater. I make one little exception. On the calcium and alkalinity, I'm elevating them ever so slightly. So at 1.026, we have a calcium level of 420 and an alkalinity of 8. Typical seawater is around 410, 412 at a, full strength seawater, 35 parts per thousand. So we're just slightly elevated. My feeling there was that, when people are mixing up, if they're going to dilute it, if they're not mixing full strength, I wanted it to be slightly elevated, and then they know also they're going to need to add some calcium or alkalinity if they're going to dilute it. But most people will just mix it full strength, and then they have a good balance of calcium and alkalinity. And that is balanced. And as you can see, the packaging is very attractive. Even when you open it, you have the surprise of its beauty like that. And inside you have the individual 10 packages that are in there. In addition, to carry it, it weighs about 16 pounds. So you have the ability to carry this, unlike the typical salt bag, which is very awkward to carry. So let's see, there was one other product following on the name Accuracy, which is a brand name now in Two Little Fishies. We have a few products with that name. We also make a natural seawater product called Accuracy NSW. This is Accuracy Seawater Reference Solution, and it's made from real seawater, which we harvest in Miami, and then we dilute it slightly with reverse osmosis water to achieve the standard 35 parts per thousand, standard salinity. We have it verified at the University of Miami. There's the Malero Labs at the University of Miami. They have equipment there to verify that it is precisely 35 parts per thousand. So the hobbyist can use this to calibrate a refractometer and be sure that they're accurately measuring the salinity in their aquarium. You can also use this as a reference solution for testing calcium, for testing alkalinity, or any of the components of seawater, because seawater at standard salinity has known concentrations of all the individual components. In addition, you can even use it for checking the accuracy of a swing arm hydrometer or even a floating hydrometer. That's it. Thank you.